Welcome to Real Talk episode 39. I am Brian Rose and we are here at London Real Studios. But for the next 30 minutes, we're going to be answering your questions live. And I'm joined tonight by Mr. Chen Kaminsky, London Real Academy member. And you're becoming a good friend around here as well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Yeah?
It's an honor to be here. I'm so excited. And as I said before, I'm also quite terrified by the whole experience, but it's amazing to be here.
Good. I think everybody is when they come in here, especially the set. I think the set starts to intimidate people. And like I've had some guests on for the third time recently, and they remember me from the old days, which we were talking about recently. And they come in now and they're like, uh-oh, this is the big time. And now you're on TV, and now you're on all these things. And so it's not just you. Some people are like, oh, maybe I have to act different. But they don't. It's still the same show. It's just cleaned up a little bit.
It's the same show, but it looks professional. It feels professional. And just to think that I'm sharing the same seat where all these inspiring ideas and people were sitting here just before me, all these people that are affecting me in my journey, that are helping me to build a better version of myself. This is what we do in the academy. So just to be able to share the same seat with them is just an amazing thing.
Well, dude, you're a powerful guy as well. And I think the first time we met was 2 focus groups ago, right?
Yeah.
When it was at Central Working,
Yeah.
that tech workspace, which is over by Whitechapel. And, dude, you have a magnetic personality. You meet you're always talking about cool things, positive things, forward-thinking guy. And I was like, okay, this guy Chen is on. That's cool. And then you came to our most recent focus group at Westminster Kingsway College, which was an even better venue. There was like 125 people there. We had this huge screen behind us. There was a stage, and it was just out of control. We were all jacked up on bulletproof coffee. And then I got you on stage with me. You're on my left, I think, and Rue Wickman, the sculptor, is on my right. So I got 2 big dudes that could probably bench press me times 2. And we're up there teaching the whole room how to do Wim Hof breathing, right?
Yeah.
And I actually hadn't done that in a long time, since the summit meeting 6 months ago. And I forgot how powerful it was. There was some energy in that room. It was almost like we were all kind of meditating at the same time. And we got done and everybody was just like, whoa, what just happened there? And that was cool.
It's a whole new experience to do the same thing when you do it in a group, and in such a great group with these people that are really, you feel like you are in a family.
Yeah.
So I used to do, and I'm still doing from time to time. Not every time that I meditate, I'm doing the Wim Hof method, but I still do it from time to time. And I remember the first times. It's so powerful. It's incredible the things that you learn about your body and what you feel. Just being alone in the same chair, sitting in the same chair, that you can spend sitting in for hours. And then when you do it in front of people or with people, it's a totally different experience. I had the same one being part of the London Real Academy. I met new people. I actually started meditating only after joining the academy.
Okay.
The whole concept was, I knew about meditating, but I've never tried it until the very first day of the academy.
It was one of the body and mind challenges.
It was the first one.
Right.
So a day after joining the academy was the first day that I meditated. I've done it at work for the first time, where it was quite good, even though it was not an optimal environment, let's say.
Okay. You did it at work. Was it in a quiet place at work, or was it just?
It was just
around?
in an office.
Okay.
It was quite late, so I was alone.
That works.
Just put the headphones. I've used the headspace. I went through the experience. I felt something that was new. I was curious to see where this new journey is going to lead me. And obviously, it was just a challenge in the academy, and I'm going for every challenge, So I was there to do it, and I was there to stay. And since then, I've been meditating almost every day. Like in the beginning, I could say that I was very consistent with this. I missed a few days recently, but I took it and I made it part of my morning routine.
Much respect. Much respect.
Just to get back to the same point, so meditating alone is a different experience than doing this in a group. And I think we had one meeting here in Hackney. I think was one of the academy members.
Yeah. Guy has his meditation mornings.
So we had a meditation morning in I think it was Canvas Cafe, and it was very nice. And was the first time that I actually got to share what I feel like. We are sharing it also in the academy, but you had like real people around you. You could academy members for the most part. We could share the experience. We could learn from one another, and we meditated for more than 30 minutes together, which was just brilliant. So
yeah, powerful energy that is.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when we put the challenge out, because every week we put these body and mind challenges out, and they're inspired by our guests. And like, this is real stuff. Like, I've been personally changed by the guests of London Real. And anybody who's watched me evolve, you can see it. It's like, I dress differently now, probably because I was influenced by Dan Pena. I do my meditation now every morning based on a bunch of guests that talked about it. Tim Ferriss, Mimi Icon. I drink pu'er tea now because of Tim Ferriss talked about that. I do affirmations in the morning because of Dan Pena. The list goes on. I practice extreme ownership because of Jocko Willink. So it's like, you know, this is why this is different than anything I know, because our guests changed the course of our journey, you know? And so we decided to put that right back into our academy members. And I remember you specifically, because I think Ziri was talking and he was like, Chen was like, Chen's never done this before. I don't know if he's going to do it. But you went ahead and embraced it and accepted the challenge. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah,
because
sure.
I know these things are out of people's comfort zones, but the reason we do a new one each week is so you can pick and choose and add the ones that work for you to your life and let the other ones go. And maybe you're going to start doing cold showers or Wim Hof breathing or active meditation with Elliot Hulse or meditation in your case. So
yeah, so in my case, it started, as I said, the meditation started with the first challenge, the first day on the academy. And since then, I embraced some other ideas. I do the Wim Hof breathing techniques, and I do take cold showers. It might be part of the reason that I'm getting a little bit colder now, but I don't think it's this. But the water in London are getting colder by the day now, as winter comes.
Now, you're not from here, and you know, a lot of people, let's back up a little bit. You're from Israel, right? Israel. You moved to London how long ago?
About 2.5 years now.
Oh, 2.5 years, okay, cool. And a lot of people watching, like, they're not in the academy, so they don't know what it's all about. They probably watched a couple London Real shows before, but they still don't know what really goes on inside. You know, they probably haven't been to an event. So tell us about you. You moved to London. When did you first hear about London Real, and how did you slowly start to become more interested in us, and why did you decide to join the academy? I'm curious.
Yeah, so I've been developing myself, let's say, for many years now, and I've been following many very influential people using YouTube and other channels, reading books and doing so all sort of things. And part of my searches for these guys, I think it started, I don't know, I was just getting to learn Bitcoin. And I've been following Max Kaiser for a while, and some other people. And then just searching YouTube, I just came across some of your videos and some of the interviews on the early days of London Real, where it didn't look nothing like this, more or less. But so at the first glance, I didn't feel so comfortable. Like I heard you talking about ayahuasca. I heard you talking. I saw London Real, and I saw the slogan. It's about the journey. And I thought, what journey? What are you talking about? It's about the money. Let's get the money, you know? Like, for years, I'm just trying to get myself better, to be this high performance, to push myself forward. And these guys are talking about the journey, you know? It was only later that I realized where you come from and what was your journey. And I was more open. Like, the more frequently I was guided by YouTube to the content on London Real, I just realized that I have so many other people that I might not know and were part of this show And if all the other guys that I'm following are part of this show, maybe I should open myself up, to see who are the guests.
It's interesting you say that, though, because I see what you mean. You come to that tagline, it's like it's about the journey. What are these guys doing? Are they just meandering around in life? And so, like, that's our tagline. But, like, as you know, we like to take care of business. Like, we like to get things done. We like to push ourselves hard. We like the best guests. We want the information now. But I guess at the same time, since I came at this later in my life, it's more of a journey for me because I used to be, it's all about the money and it's all about me too. I still believe in goals and accomplishments. I just believe there's a different way of achieving it.
And I totally agree with this. And I can tell you my journey, like I have changed a lot. And I saw you changing from the early days of London Real and from your early steps in this new journey for you and how you met Dan Pena. And then I watched the interview with Dan Pena and I felt like, these guys, now I can resonate more with the messages. Let's see where it leads, And I started following your progress and your journey with Dan and everything. And I saw the whole setup here changing. Everything was changing, and I felt more at home, let's say. And I started to follow a few of the guests and started to be introduced to some other people that I've never heard about before. And I realized that all these messages are so interesting for me and are so part of me already that then I felt home, and I started to follow almost everything from London Real. But I was still on the track of it's about the money, which now being part of the academy, I think many things have changed. My journey have changed. It started and it was amplified 10x, as you normally say, after joining the academy, and it's just incredible.
What made you decide to join? Because I meet some people in the streets that are still like, oh yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what's happening in there. So like, what was the deciding factor for you?
So as I said, for the last since before I even moved to London, I used to work alone. I used to work alone. I was very isolated. Was trying to fight the world from a small room and a computer screen. I'm not sure at what point of my life I felt like, and it was a very early point in my life, where I felt that I don't really find people that I can do things that I thinking the same as I think, that are willing to do the things that as I do the things, and I just isolated myself slowly from friends. I invested more and more time being on my own, working on my self-development, while completely neglecting the social part of things.
Yeah.
And at some point, I got to this, like, even if I want to share some good ideas that I have, I'm not sure if it's due to the fact that I'm coming from Israel, and it's like in Israel you are always challenged. If you want to share an idea, people will always challenge you, and they will always see like what's behind it, if you have any other intentions behind it, or if you are even a person to listen to. So I thought I got to prove the world that I can do it on my own before I can share any of the messages or any of the things that I really believe in. And that led me for many, many years of being alone, trying to sort of conquer the world, but doing it all alone. And I think the more I got exposed to London Real, and the more I realized that there is a community behind these messages, behind these people that I'm following, so there must be other people that are doing the same things like me. There must be other people that are thinking like me and are going in the same journey. This is where I realized that I'm in a journey, and I cannot just postpone it and wait for the end result, for the end game to acknowledge, that the whole thing it can be so long, and I better enjoy it, And after a few things that happened recently, like in the last 6 months, just before joining the academy, I got divorced after 2 years of marriage, and just to take a step back, since I moved to London, I thought what a good opportunity it is and what a good city it is to actually find the others, to actually find people that are competitive, people that I might be able to find friends that I really feel comfortable to share my time with and my dreams with. But still, I don't know for what reason, for 2 years, I stayed in the same room doing the same thing. And
I think you're not alone. I think a lot of London Reelers, I talk about people being introverted sometimes, and there's a difference between what you're doing and being an introvert. But I think a lot of people on London Real are more on the introverted side. I think that's why they can watch these videos on YouTube and they like being alone and getting these messages. And I'm an introvert as well. And I use this as a way to kind of get out there and get out of my shell a little bit. So I don't think you're alone, but also you can't do it on your own. You know, life is about interacting with other humans, even in a physical way and online, and to open up a bit. So I can see how you were getting to a point where you had to reach out to a community, right?
Yeah, so I knew that the potential is there, you know, that I will be a better version, I will be stronger doing this in a team. I just, for all my life before, I couldn't find the team, I couldn't find the others. So it was after I got divorced and after I started the personal journey, you know, of my own, and asking myself questions that I've never asked before, and reassessing, you know, where I'm going with my life and everything, and really asking everything that I've done to this point, and how the future is supposed to look like. And I find myself watching London Real more and more. And then I realized, I think I attended a seminar, it was, I think, the evening before the focus group where we met for the first time.
Okay.
There was a seminar there, and I joined it, and I realized that the energy level in the seminar, and the seminar looked like different. You gave us some things to do, you know, you challenged us, you asked us to do burpees, and I thought like, what's this guy now? You know, he's asking people to do burpees, like, who's going to participate in this? And I see people are posting videos right away. In just a matter of seconds, people are taking action.
Right.
This community is something else, you know. And I realized that this is something that I want to be part of. These are the people that I've been looking for when I originally moved here, and maybe for all my life. The day after, straight away I decided that I'm going to be part of this focus group. It was Philip McKernan came to speak on this event. So I realized that the focus group is happening the day after. I joined it. I watched Philip McKernan, and it was just brilliant. Like, this guy in the interview, and what he said in the interview resonated so much with where I was at the time. It was just unbelievable. And I thought, look, like in 24 hours, I found a group of people that I want to be part of. This guy just, you know, entered my world with everything that I just needed at the time. And then I came the day before to the focus group. I was quite stressed because it was the first event that I attended in London. Imagine, like, it was almost 2.5 years back then. I think today I'm more than 2.5 years here now. And it was the first event. And as you said, like, we're introverted. I came, I was very shy.
You're nervous.
I was very nervous. I see all these people. They look. The energy in the room was unbelievable. Really, I don't remember. It's not that I had a lot of experiences to compare it with, but the energy level was just unbelievable.
Yeah, people are all there for the same reason, right? And they've all watched the shows. They know the vibe. So it's like this kind of easy energy of, like, everyone kind of knows each other, even though they haven't met.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And the first person, so I was there nervous in the middle of the room, and there was a guy, Mirko. He came and he approached me, he reached me, cool. And he said, like, hey, what's up, bro? And we started to chat, and it was just incredible. This guy and me and myself, we are sharing so many things in common that it was just something out of this world. The whole experience, the whole 10 first minutes of this focus group, it was just something out of my world. I could never expect something like that. And then we had the live event, and Philip started to talk to all of us, and this was just really, it was an experience on a different level. And then meeting you and all the guys after the event, and after we had the dynamic meditation, that was just another unbelievable experience for me. Seeing the group opens up, seeing myself doing things that I've never thought I'm gonna do. Like, I just entered a room full with, I don't know, almost 100 people, and I was very nervous. And to think that, I don't know, 30 minutes after, we were jumping and doing all these kind of things, it was just unbelievable.
And that's not normally what you would do. You're kind of a more conservative guy. You wouldn't normally jump up and down and yell in a room of strangers.
You know, we are evolving. You know, we're always developing our lives. Just a few months before, I couldn't even think about it. But as I said, I also changed recently. I think I'm closer to what I always felt about myself. So today I feel more comfortable to do this. But it was just brilliant to see also other people like next to me, that you see that they feel so uncomfortable. And you said, I'm going to challenge you guys. You're going to feel a little bit inconvenient, you know. soon, but it was just unbelievable.
It's funny because honestly, it takes people about 20 seconds and then they're into it. So I tell them what we're going to do, and there's a few people hesitant, and then everybody goes for it. And like, it's even the quiet people, they end up loving it the most.
Yeah.
But we had everybody there, old people, young people, girls, boys. Got a guy in a wheelchair who's getting involved in the dynamic meditation because he's just screaming and having a good time.
Yeah.
So all right, you felt that, you saw Phil McKernan, you met the team, that's awesome. Had you joined the academy at that point?
No.
Okay.
No.
So then you still had to join.
But it was just the day after. I think the following Monday was the first day of the academy.
Okay.
So yeah, I joined the night, just on the same night where I came home.
You talked about the events, the community, that's good. Now when you got into the academy, now we get you into this program, our Create and Connect program. So we really asked you to kind of get out of your comfort zone again and do some things. How did you find that process?
So as I said, the thing that I liked the most from the first moment in the seminar was that I saw that people are actually taking action. And when I realized what the new academy is all about and how this community is pushing each other to take these actions and to do things that we're not comfortable doing, I chose to do this, you know. The academy is built from these 4 weeks, 4 stages. And we have the Create and Connect, and we have Body and Mind, and we are taking action and we are sharing it. So I tell you the truth, taking the action was never my problem. I took action throughout the years and this was not a problem. But sharing it, this was a whole new experience. And get the feedback from the members was a whole new experience. And see how people opens up and how vulnerable they are. And see the first moments of everybody on video. This is just incredible.
Yeah, and we're asking you to do some big things. So, you know, the first week of the Create and Connects, we're asking you to discover. So you talk about something you're passionate about, and you have to put the video up there. And so people can comment and criticize, and you got to be ready for that. Obviously, they're almost always supportive. And then we ask you to design some goals. Then we ask you to dare and get out of your comfort zone. And then we ask you to kind of do a develop week. And so, like you said, you didn't have problems getting things done, but then to tell everybody about what you're doing, it opens yourself up. But, well, how did it feel? How did it feel?
It was strange in the beginning. It was quite intimidating to film yourself doing things, or to see myself on video. Was like, I never used to take pictures. I think I have very, very long periods of my life where you can find maybe one picture.
Okay, you're that guy.
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm that guy.
You just filmed a video out in front of Old Street Station.
So just imagine how
and posted in the academy before you came tonight, and I'm like, oh, check out Chen, there he is. You're looking good. You're like, you know, you got all the moves down. So you become a pro.
I hope so. Thank you for the compliment. I don't feel that I'm there.
Well, you're doing it. That's the most important thing. You posted that video, so you always win. In my opinion, anybody who takes that selfie video and talks on camera, just one, because they've expressed something, they've gotten over the fear, they've published something to their friends and their community, and they're willing to just live with the results and learn and move on. I'll always take that man who's in the arena as opposed to the one who's watching, because they don't learn anything. They can just comment and criticize, but the one in the arena is the one that's going forward, you know?
So that's the thing, and I tell you the truth, it was very quick for me to understand what is the power behind it. The power behind sharing and being vulnerable, not getting everything perfect. And you see the other members, they are not perfect at all. Yeah. We are all starting more or less at the same point. Some of us are a little more introverts, some of us feel a little bit more comfortable and had more experience. But for the most part, the first videos are, you know, quite embarrassing for everybody. But you're not alone there, and you get the feedback and you get the support from the group, and then you open up and you do it again, and then you have a community that is built out of people all over the world that can actually form meaningful relationships. You can actually use this medium and actually get to know people. You can get to feel them almost, and you get the constant feedback, and it's just a whole different way to experience and to build this community around these fundamentals or behind these ideas that we are all sharing anyway.
You said you can get to feel them. Explain that. Because you're talking about London Real Academy members that aren't even in London, right?
Yeah.
They're all around the world. How can you feel them?
There is something about this medium, these videos. For the most part, the videos that we are taking are real videos. Nobody is editing it too much. We are just taking real videos where we are. Sometimes it can be a video when you are just stepping into a cold shower. You can't fake it, you know. You see the eyes of the person. Yeah. You see what they feel. this is what I'm saying. You know, it's just a different feeling. It's you get the feeling because it's all real as we do it around here.
Yeah, it
So-
is real. And like, it's funny, I had the Business Accelerator course on the call last night, and we got this guy in Finland who's a veterinarian, and his business is actually putting people's animals to sleep in a way that's just like respectful. They come to your house, they have to do it in a ceremony. It's this whole idea around a business. I think it's amazing. And this guy is such an expert with dogs. In 20 seconds, he showed something with his dog, and you're like, you get his vibe. You're like, this guy knows what he's doing. He respects the animals. They trust him. And like within 20 seconds, I told him, I learned more about him in 20 seconds than he could write a 10-page article. He could have a beautiful website with pictures. But in that little reel video, I felt him. And I was like, I know that guy. And that's the same thing happens on the academy, right?
Yeah, it happens in the academy. It happens also during the seminars. It happens during the weekly calls that we have, because it's all video, and you can actually see the eyes of the people. You can see the expressions. This medium is so much more than just words that are written in a blog post. So it's a whole new experience, and later you get to see them. People are flying from all over the world and are coming to participate in these focus groups. We were sitting, I think we were maybe 8 people just before the last focus group.
Yeah.
And we met for lunch a few hours before the focus group.
Yeah.
And you look at the table and you have someone from England, and you have someone from Russia, and you have someone from Switzerland, and you have people that are coming from France, and it's just incredible.
Yeah.
And you get to meet these people. You get to sit with them eventually. So it's just unbelievable. And you feel like you know these people.
Yeah,
You know?
because you do.
Yeah.
Because they're just like you. We're all on pretty much the same level. Some are, a little ahead in some things and behind in other things, but they're normal people. They're just on a journey to just be better, and to learn more and to try to make some changes in their life and get improved. I think that's what all the London Reelers want. And they're open-minded, they're really accepting, and yet they also want you to get things done. They're like, come on, let's do this. They don't want people just hanging out.
That's true.
They want you to make progress, right?
That's true. That's definitely true. And people will accept of the videos that we are sharing. You have this private and behind the scene, let's say, relationships that are built. And you find the people that you have more things in common with, and then you start talking to each other. And sometimes I have conversations on a daily basis with some of the members, and they are pushing you forward, and you share with them your struggles. Even if you don't do it in the group, you have this smaller group of reelers that are your core, let's say, your accountability buddies and everybody that are really keeping you on track. And if you don't talk to them for a while, they send a message, what's up, where are you? Are you on track? Are you okay? Do you need any help? Like you said, you're going to do this. You said you're going to do that, and they really check up on you, but in a good way. Like you don't feel like somebody is, looking for where you're failing. You see people that are actually there for you. They are there to push you, to inspire you, and I met some of the members here in London. I'm lucky to live here now. It's just incredible. Not only the focus groups, but people are coming here from Europe mainly. And I get to see them, and I get to sit with them for real talks, like you really get to know the person. And people in the academy, they're not coming for the show off, They will really tell you the real story behind the thing. If they are successful in their business, they will tell you what price it has, on the personal level. They will tell you how they started. So even when you see success in the academy, and you see success all over the place, but you get to see the personal story behind it. Just like you do here with the guests. Many of the guests are such successful people. They probably interviewed by hundreds of people before, You see them on TV, you see them on other blog posts, but you get to the personal level. You get to the real story, to the struggles, to where they come from and how they work out their issues. And I think this is what is real here. This is why these relationships are getting to a different level, because we really... It's real, It's real. It's not only success.
I want people to understand that all those people that have sat in that chair have struggled too. They struggle with self-esteem issues. They struggle with depression. They struggle with all these same things we struggle with. It's just they try to find a way to push forward. And so, hopefully we can get inspired by them, and inspired by other people in the academy. like you're feeling. And people also need to know that you can connect with people all over the world. And so, yeah, usually once or twice a year, everybody tries to get over here for one big meetup, or we have meetups in Toronto, Vancouver, New York, and sometimes in other locations, and they don't even tell me about it, which is even better. And now we got these weekly calls happening as well that Jabal, our man from Paris, started doing. Yeah. And now they got this weekly Zoom call where everyone's on video, so you can go in there, and it's a business call. Like, they come and hang out, but they're like, all right, what's the goal? What's going on? What's the update? So there's all these great relationships happening in the community, and you can do it all as long as you got a phone to record yourself. You're good to go. And yeah, it can make big changes. What changes have you really taken away from the Academy? How has it really affected your life? That's what I want to know. Because I get the fact that you've now got a community, you've got friends and things like that, but how are these practices manifesting itself, outwardly?
So my story is something that I could never expect, to happen. I can, without exaggerating, really say that since I joined the Academy, I think it was maybe 2 months ago, my life has changed. We were sitting just before the show, and I was telling you that my dreams and everything that I worked for till recently, it was about the money. I was, just because I felt that I need to prove the world that I'm good enough and I'm successful enough, and I'm doing all this self-development, but I'm not just doing it to tell them how to do something better. I do it, I implement it, and I build a better version of myself, and now I'm rich, because this is how society for the most part, measures success. And I always thought, I will have to be rich before someone will listen to me. So for the last 2 years, as I said, from a small room, I was trying to, I always find very interesting trading. I used to day trade. I used to work in a small company in Israel before. I used to trade the stocks and derivatives and many other things. And I also find a lot of interest in coding, in programming. So I started to teach myself the two of them and try to combine them. And these two professions are quite lonely. You for the most part, when you're trading, if you discover something, you will try to keep it for yourself, because otherwise you can be in trouble.
I know, because I thought about day trading after I left the city. And one of my buddies is like, why don't you do that? You can do this, you can set up a portfolio. And I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to go do a lap around the room when I do a big trade and high-five myself and then go sit down? It's like the weirdest thing, because you can be successful, but yet no one knows about it, right?
And it can be very stressful as well. But yeah. I think it takes very long till you get to any kind of success in trading. This is at least my experience, and I've seen many other people having the same experience.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, without digging too much into these two subjects that I chose, that I also just amplifies how isolated I became. Later, or for the last more than 2 years, I have a full-time job, and after the job, I come, and on my free time, I'm teaching myself via internet to code, which is also I always could learn on my own, but it took me much longer than I could ever expect. And I find myself for hours and days and weeks isolated, not having anyone to share it with. And it was all part of the same big and original plan of let's get rich first, even if it's going to take me, by the time I'm 50, and then maybe I can share my messages with the world, because I'm worthy, of getting the attention.
I see.
And since joining the Academy, it started in the very first stage. You have the Discover Week, in which you just have to make this short video. You ask for 60 seconds. For us, it's very hard to get everything in 60 seconds, but we do it. We try to do it in less than 5, let's say, minutes. Right. And then you share your passion. And then but before you can share your passion, you start thinking, what is my passion? And when you film the first version of this video, you think is this my passion? You look at yourself, in this video that you just took, and you're thinking, do I look passionate about this thing that I'm talking about? Leave the fact that I'm very anxious maybe because of the video, but am I? And then I think it was the second week where we have design. And what we needed, what we were asked to do as part of the design week was what Tim Ferriss is talking about in his 4-hour work week. And you asked us, please take a video and tell me what you want to do, what you want to be, and what you want to feel. So, okay, I started, journaling. I started writing down everything, what I want to be, what I want to do. And I just felt that something is missing there. I'm sitting in front of the computer, and it took me a few days. And I just feel that I'm writing things that and they occupied more than a day, let's say. I've spent like 20 hours days for 2 years almost, without getting sleep. Being very, very motivated, but very anxious also. From like, when am I going to get to the results that I'm looking for, And suddenly I'm sitting in the room and I'm writing down what I want to be, what I want to feel, what I want to do, and I'm not sure that these are the answers. I'm not sure that these are the answers, and I start looking for different answers, So I took I took these videos, and I shared that we have all these weekly calls, and I shared everything, and I shared my goals, and again I'm sharing my goals for the next week or for the next few months, and I just feel that it's not this. And maybe I have the old answers, and maybe I should start asking some different questions.
Yeah, and this happens too when people put their thoughts on video. For the first time, they see themselves talking about their passion, and sometimes they convince themselves that I'm actually not passionate about that. So you're finding the same as well, right?
Yeah, so
you're questioning your own dogma, as Ido Portal would say.
Yeah.
You've told yourself that this will make me happy, and then you're looking at it and you're like, but wait a second, it's not, right?
Yeah. So this is what I felt, and I started to ask questions, and I met members from the academy in real life, had some conversation with them, sharing with them like really everything that I've been through, everything that I think about, and that I really feel that the things that I'm talking about, the things that I've been telling myself for many years now, and I really put so much effort and time into, and I lost so much time, with my family. I lost so much time with my ex-wife, and I just put everything aside, because when I do something, I get this focus, and I just put everything aside. Yeah. And then I realized that I might have the wrong answers. And I shared it with the academy members, and they shared with me their stories. And it was slow. It was a slow process, but I started to open up for new questions and new answers. And later, I've done what I've been doing for a while. I started watching some London Real episodes, and from one guest to another, I don't know how, but like magic, I found every time that I had a question or that I was looking for something, I found the right guest to give me the answers and to give me the guidance. Okay. And it was, I can tell you without going too far into this, I can tell you that just, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got to the point that I feel like I'm almost there. First of all, now I acknowledge I have the wrong answers, maybe, or you know what? Maybe I should try to ask different questions. And then I came across Simon Sinek, and he was sitting here, and he's telling everybody, and we are doing this and talking about this a lot. Start with the why.
Start with why.
So I just started asking myself, I don't need any other question. I just have to ask myself why. So I looked at everything that I wrote down before, and I asked why. Why? You want to do this? Why you want to do it? You want to feel this? Why? And I started just going through this process with myself till I got to the core of the values, of where I started, and I realized that my whys, first of all, changed. A lot of them, many of them changed. My status has changed. I'm now, maybe things that were true before are not any longer relevant. Just in the same interview with Simon Sinek, I listened to the language that he speaks, and how he expresses himself and his ideas. And I realized that I used to speak the same language, I used to think in the same terms. And I used to think big, and I used to be idealist. And for the most part, it was just before my army service, which we all do in Israel. Yeah. And throughout, I served, I had 6 years serving the Israeli army. And I think that when I left it, I left it to follow my dreams and regarding money. Yeah, but before I was more idealistic, and I was talking in this other language. And I listened to Simon, and I think like, this guy reminds me myself. And I think it was the night, right? I was watching this interview in the morning, and right after the interview with you, I watched Simon Sinek interviewed by Gary Vee. And there they had a question from one of the, I don't know, they got it online from the followers of Gary Vee. And Simon says there that by the time we're 20 or in our late teens, we are, for the most part, formed our why. And then we have life as an opportunity to live, in balance with our why or not.
Okay, so you're getting back in touch with your why, is what you're trying to tell me.
So I got back in touch with my why, and Simon gave me where I should look for, So I went back to my late teens, and I realized what my why is. And recently, from trying to conquer the world and doing things for myself and be rich and then talk to others, and from all the lessons that I learned recently from you and from other Academy members, I realized that first, my whole idea about what life is and why people will listen to me is wrong. People started to listen to me even in the Academy and outside of the Academy. When I started to share myself and to broadcast myself, people started to listen to me and to give me feedback. Right. And to be inspired. Some people came. You
didn't even have to be rich for them to listen.
Yeah,
to you.
That's the thing,
Right.
So I realized
all the guests
that
on
the things
London
I
Real
do
aren't rich. They're not rich necessarily.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was an old idea that I realized that I have to change, and I realized that my why now has to do with education, and I realized that also back in the days when I was just a teen. And I read, I think I was 15 when I first read Think and Grow Rich. And then I looked around me and nobody could understand what I'm talking about. I didn't have almost anyone to share it with. And I think this is where I started to just be on my own, because I realized nobody around is even sharing the same thing. So I can't let them affect me. So let's be alone. And back then, I set up to be rich and powerful, but then when I was talking to people challenged me and say, okay, but why? Just for the money? And I realized that I don't do it for the money. I don't do it to have a really nice car or really huge house. And I always said, I want the credibility, but I wanted the power to change things. And people are asking me, what would you like to change? And I always say the education system. Because as a child, I was quite successful as a student, but I suffered. For many, many years, I felt that I'm just wasting my time. And getting the ideas from Think and Grow Rich when you were 15, and I had 3 more years for graduation, just for high school graduation. And I remember talking to my mom and sharing with her the frustration and thinking I'm spending now so many hours and I have to spend the next years rather than doing something that I'm passionate about and finding what I'm passionate about, and discover what I'm passionate about and designing my life, I'm going to do it in this system that is not relevant.
Right. Okay, so now your goal is to change the education system.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to go from here.
Yeah, so this is where I'm going from.
Right. Are we going to do that together? What are we going to do together on the Academy for the next,
the
next 3 months, the next 6 months? Because we're just getting started here, right? I mean, we still have... challenges due every week. We have hundreds of new members coming in this week. We're relaunching this week. So you're going to have all these new people that are going to be looking to you saying, Chen, what do we do here? Yeah. You're the veteran now. And a lot of these people are going to be like, I don't know how to meditate. I don't want to take the cold shower. They're going to need you there to say, it's okay. Record the video. I'm here for you. Let's be on the call. I mean, I think really this is the time for you to step up and be that guy. To kind of lead.
I will definitely step up, and I feel that now I had to take some time back from the Academy and from being active because I realized that what I'm filming and what I'm telling to the world is not my truth.
Right.
But now that I got back to my truth, I can be more active and I can step up and be the guy, to maybe be a sort of a leadership in a way for the new members,
Yeah, and I think
I can be more active.
And we get these ambassadors that kind of come up in the Academy, and we don't really choose them, they really choose themselves, and one of them is Jabal in Paris. He's our French ambassador in my opinion, because he's just this amazing positive energy. He wants to help people. He's doing these weekly calls. He's doing his Jabal Cafe, which is like Paris Real basically. I don't care what you call it, as long as you're doing good energy and pumping great value. We've got you here that you're going to do big things. I know you are currently our London ambassador, but whatever city you go to in the world, I expect you to be there as the backbone. We got Rue Wickman, the sculptor. We got Mirko, our man in Slovenia. We got Olive in New York Reel. We got our guys in Vancouver. We got people in Toronto. We got Tony Flo Reel that flies all around the world. We got people in Australia. It's guys like you and women like those that really are like our pillars.
Yeah, so I'm going for the next few months, and I already started, and I'm going to be doing it full time now. I'm taking the lessons that I learned from the Academy members and from the Academy and from you. You open up my eyes to how I'm going to go about finding the others. I think this is the biggest thing that happened to me since I joined the Academy, and I'm going to use the same platforms and the same lessons from my journey. So I'm going to first of all not wait for my journey to end and then share it with someone or think that then it's going to be interesting for someone to see. I'm going to share my journey. And I've been doing this now with the academy, and I'm open to this now, and I see that people are open to see me, you know, and to be inspired even by this, what I consider maybe small steps, but some other people are getting inspired by this.
It's not small steps, and people can tell from listening to you that, you know, you're a hard guy. You've been through some hard stuff, and you push through, and you've been very dogmatic on this one way. And for you to change your mind doesn't seem like something you do very lightly.
Yeah,
And
the
that's
thing is
feeling.
that I feel that it was there always. And
Yeah.
as Simon Sinek said, you either choose to live, you know, you have the opportunity to choose to live with a balance with your why or not. And now I just feel it feels natural, you know. It feels like it was always there, and I had to do it. But just now, as they say, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I think that I was ready. I got even better prepared, and the teachers came. If it's you, if it's the academy members, the real talks that I had with members that went through other things in their lives, and they opened me to new concepts. And right now, what I really want to do is to find the others in Israel. I want to do something just like you did. You know, Israel, it's interesting. We are so small. You have the platform Silicon Reel, where you talk to CEOs in tech companies around London. And Israel is considered the second place on the planet after Silicon Valley for startups.
It's huge.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah, you have like more IPOs per capita than any country in the world.
It's just incredible. So many things are happening there.
Yeah.
And it feels ridiculous to me that I couldn't find the others. I know that they are there. I just didn't know how to find them.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now, I would like to start, I think I'm going to call it Startup Nation TV.
Okay, I like it.
But as you said, Jabal can call it whatever, I can call it whatever. In essence, it's
Look,
real.
as long as you guys are broadcasting and being who you are and looking for your tribe, I'm happy.
So
I think that's what we all need to be doing.
So, you know, we are talking also in the academy, and I think more in the Business Accelerator, we are talking about the hero journey.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about mine. I was watching your TED Talk, and I've been thinking about mine. And it seems like mine is sort of from a lone wolf, you know, to finding my pack, which is what I experience now, to the next level where I'm leading my pack, you know. So I found the others with your help, with this platform, with this amazing platform, and I found amazing people. And I feel more at home than ever before, you know. But I think that now is my time to find my tribe and to find my people, and to see how I can share with them what I've learned and how I can be taught by them, you know, and from their experiences, and just for us to empower each other and really to build the best version of ourselves. I really believe in it. And
Good.
then we're going to use some of these lessons to change the education system, and to do it step by step. We're going to start small. I'm working now also on building a team, and I hope that some academy members are going to take part in this, because I know that they're the right people, you know, for the job.
I love this. All right,
So
you're gonna
that's
have
my
to
mission.
Keep,
That's my
you're gonna
mission.
keep us posted on this.
Yeah, sure.
We are closing out the academy on Friday for like 3 months. So this has been our launch. We're getting hundreds of people in here. Some people are on the edge, like, I watched some shows. I don't know. What do you tell people who are thinking, maybe I'll join? What do you tell them?
Stop with the maybe, you know. Just Dan Pena said it best, you know. Just F and do it, you know. Just do it. And it's not. I don't even understand what you have to think about. I know I was always scared to come to these meetings or to be part of this community because I didn't know what I have to offer. When you join this community, you understand that you have what to offer. You understand that people will find what you have to offer and will show you what you have to offer. You know, this is what I felt. I felt that I have to be something, I don't know, and then I could talk to people or be part of any community. People in London Real Academy showed me who I am, and they showed me what I have to give. And I realized that I have something to give to the community. And I feel part of the community, and they're giving me back, and they're pushing me forward. And if it's this, really, we keep accountable each other, and it's just really to take, as you said, get in the arena, stop watching. Just get the things done. Start taking actions. Start really reshaping your life. You can read so many books. You can watch so many videos. The moment after, you know, even for me, sometimes I watch a piece of content on London Real or other places, and you don't get everything from it. But when you start doing the things, and when you have some other people that are doing the same and are pushing you forward, it's a whole new experience. You are getting so much more in a fraction of a time. You know, I've been developing myself and following lessons from self-development gurus and whatever since I was 15. I never got results so quickly and changes in my life as I got in the last few weeks. Never. It's just so powerful.
Powerful. I love it. Chen, you're a hugely valued member of this community. I love having you around. When I see you at the focus groups, I'm pumped that you're there. I think I give better performances when you're there because I got that good energy in there, you know? But look, there's so much great energy in there. And, you know, you've really followed everything to the letter and you've embraced it. And I know it's been hard. I know some of our challenges are hard. But you've been in the arena, and that's what it's all about, you know? We love action in London Real. We like people that do things. Yeah, we don't always get it right, but then we fix it, we correct, we either win or we learn. And then we win or we learn. And we win and we learn. And that's what we like to do. We like to be in the arena. And every time you pull out that camera and do a selfie video and post it somewhere, you are in the arena. And you are winning right there. And everybody else who doesn't is kind of on the sidelines, like you said.
Yeah.
So you've grown so fast because you've stepped up. And thanks for all the great things you said. You know, sometimes I forget how special London Real Academy is because the people in there are just... Yeah, when you get them all in one room, the energy is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And so thank you for being part of it, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for making something that I can be part of, you know.
My pleasure, you know, and nothing would make me happier than Startup Nation to just blow up, to get huge, for you to have all these people that you connect with and you find in your tribe and find in your people. So go into that full force. Let me know how we can help. Go broadcast yourself and get connected with your why, and you are a scary man to deal with. You know, when those two are connected, you can do pretty much anything you want. That's my feeling. Yeah? All right, buddy. I think you did great tonight, right?
Thanks. I was quite nervous.
How was it? Still good, right?
Yeah, it was great. It was unbelievable.
All right, bud. Remember, it's about the journey.
It is. It is about the journey.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for opening up and being so honest and vulnerable.
I just started to enjoy my journey.
Yeah, I know, right?
So it's unbelievable.
It took me a little while too, and then I started enjoying it.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Good. Well, if you want to meet Chen, he's inside the academy. He's on these calls every week, Thursday at 8 p.m. He's all in there, all up in there on the Facebook group. So get in there, connect with him. He's the real dude. He's the real deal. And then you can see him at all our focus groups as well. We got one coming up October 28th, one December 9th. Academy closes Friday. We're shutting this down until January. It's too much drama keeping it open. So we're getting this last cohort in. And then we're all going through this adventure together. Create and Connect 4 weeks. Body and mind challenges. We got the success secrets coming in. We got the monthly member masterminds. There's plenty to do, but it's really all about getting to the next level. So look, buddy, you're getting me excited again. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian.
Stay in touch.
I will. Definitely.
And that's it. That has been Real Talk. We will see you next week on Wednesday for Real Talk episode 40. Be good. Get involved. Broadcast yourself. Step up to the plate. And I'll see you guys later.